Susan, what are some of the key things that operators are facing as they try to move to IPTV delivery?
So, just historically, the operators are starting to see that they're losing a little footing because they have all these OTT operators that are coming into the market.
Right.
And they actually are delivering IPTV, and they're thinking, well, we need to get on the ball and deliver IPTV. But it's pretty complicated because operators are used to delivering a high quality signal that's perfect, doesn't buffer, doesn't have pixelation, doesn't have any of those problems. So their infrastructure doesn't support any of the IP. They don't generally use CDNs unless they've spun up a VOD service through a CDN.
Right.
So they have to spin up a lot of infrastructure, but it's also giving them the opportunity to look at their whole vision. Do they want to improve their back office at this point? Change that out? What are the things that they think they want to do? But the most important thing for them is feeling comfortable that things like the Wi-Fi in the household is going to provide the same quality of service that they've had in the past, and also understanding how they need to respond to customers for quality of service.
Okay, so as they move to IPT delivery, what will that look like to the consumer?
So the consumer, obviously, already is starting to see a little bit of this with operators that are sometimes providing tablet capability to see video.
Right.
But what the consumer really wants is this kind of continuous viewing environment, so that they're sitting on the couch watching television and then they walk away, pick up their tablet, and their tablet picks up where that left off, and they can keep watching, and they can actually walk out into the yard if they want to, and potentially they could go to another city with their cable operator in their back pocket. A lot of that has to do with content rights, so once again, going back to what the operator's issues are, is they have to have the rights to be able to deliver TV everywhere. But we're getting to a place where consumers might really get to experience TV everywhere. That might look in the household more like a broadband gateway, with a lot of devices that are either consumer devices or smaller puck-type set-top boxes that are sprinkled throughout the house.
Yeah, somebody I was talking to earlier today was referring to them as IP pucks.
Well, that's true. They're IP pucks or IP sticks, right? Things like that look just like what Roku's doing. Well, it's time for the operators to come out and put some sexy offerings out on the table.
Right. So when you have these pucks or sticks, whatever, what new things will be possible for our services?
So that continuous video that we're talking about may become more true or more easy, so it actually happens very consumer-friendly way that they don't really notice it's happening. Mm-hmm. Some of the other things, though, that start to emerge as more possible are things like a lot of big data applications or IoT applications, and those things might require new tools. Like, I like to use the term household firewall, where you really want a firewall around your house so people can't break into any, much less your house, but into your personal data, right? So those services might evolve. Broadband management's kind of interesting. If you're in your house today, a lot of people who are having Wi-Fi limitations might be yelling upstairs and saying, "Hey, Johnny, are you on the internet? Because the TV's not playing smoothly." So they need to think about the fact that they might be able to put those tools in the hand of the consumer to improve their quality of service. Because I think the cable operators are really trying to move very thoughtfully down this path, while consumers have been used to things like their Netflix service buffering or adaptive bitrate streaming, where the quality isn't as good all the time because it's throttling depending on what your bandwidth looks like. Cable operators are used to giving a high quality experience, and they don't want to degrade their services with their customers, so they want to make sure that that network in the household and all the services they can provide are going to be exactly what the consumer expects from them as a cable operator.
Okay. So a year from now, how far down the road do you think we'll be to that IPTV nirvana?
It depends on the operator. I mean, some of the operators we've talked with are talking in 3-year time frame from really building that infrastructure up and being ready to feel comfortable that they can support the users with the Wi-Fi services, et cetera. They're growing all that through their broadband business. They already are talking to consumers about broadband issues and broadband quality, and really that's becoming a more important value for their business and also a better revenue stream. But it's video that sits on top of that, and they want to make sure when they deliver video through this IP network that they're delivering the same quality they've delivered in the past.
Okay. Very good. Susan, thanks for your time.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you.